Welcome back to The Final Cut. I'm your host, Michael Barrett, and today I've got a double feature for you, because in this episode I'll be discussing two different films. First up is Iron Lung, which released on January 30th, 2026 in the United States. The film was written, directed, and stars the American YouTuber Markiplier, and is based on the 2022 video game of the same name. Produced for only $3 million, the film has already grossed $37 million at the box office, and is a definite win for indie and low-budget filmmaking. But how is the movie itself? The film follows a convict named Simon, who was involved in the destruction of a space station. The jury must have been iron hung, because as penance for his crimes, he is forced to pilot a submarine through an ocean of blood. The visuals and atmosphere of the film are definitely the standout features, and I especially love the camera being our only glimpse of what's outside the submarine. The constant threat of running out of oxygen, the submarine not being able to withstand the pressure, and of course the creatures outside are all great for keeping the tension high. But I found the plot of the film to be convoluted, confusing, and sometimes iron dumb. This is a film set all in one location with primarily only one character, which does of course limit the ways that the audience can be fed exposition. Despite narration at the beginning, flashbacks throughout, and several exposition dumps, I still don't feel like I understood everything that happened in this film. And I'm not just talking about the lore of the universe. When the movie was iron done and my friends and I left the theater, pretty much all of us disagreed about what had actually happened. I also feel like there was one big missed opportunity specifically relating to the camera on the sub being an X-ray camera. I thought it would have been a great reveal for the skeleton Simon photographs to be revealed to be monsters with skin and tissue just showing up as skeletons because of the X-rays, but this was not the case. Overall, I'd have to give this film a 2 out of 5 pixelated fish monsters. I really wanted to love it, and the reality of not even liking it, definitely iron stung. Next up is 28 years later, The Bone Temple, which released on January 16th, 2026 in the United States. The film was directed by Nia DaCosta and was a direct sequel to 28 Years Later, released in 2025. The film depicts the post-apocalyptic setting exceptionally well, and I found Ralph Fiennes' character, Dr. Kelson, extremely interesting and likable. This is an incredibly competent and well-made film, which makes the reality of it bombing at the box office even more disappointing. Usually, I'm not a fan of mean-spirited horror films, like the Terrifier franchise or certain Saw entries. While I don't believe that The Bone Temple is a mean-spirited film, there is a scene maybe a quarter of the way into the movie that is so uncomfortable and difficult to watch, I genuinely wanted to leave the theater. I'm glad I didn't though, because if I had, I would have missed the greatest set piece I've ever seen in a film. I did not know Ralph Fiennes had it in him to go that hard, and I would never doubt the man's talents again. The Bone Temple isn't going to be everyone's cup of tea, but I think it fully succeeds in everything that it sets out to be. That's why I'm happy to give it a 5 out of 5 fingers, for the first time ever in the history of this segment. But that's all I've got for you today. I'm Michael Barrett, and until next time, thanks for tuning in to The Final Cut.